Hi, beautiful people. So I'm tuning in here from beautiful Wales, visiting my parents today. I'm going to just go into a little bit deeper about the EFT tapping, and the EFT is the emotional freedom technique. So if you haven't, the video I did yesterday gives you the guided steps to know the positions. It's not positions, it's the points basically that you tap and what to say. So if you want to see that and use that in your healing, go right ahead. And today I'm just going to go into a little bit details. Being a scientist, I love to go and explain the details of why something works. So for those who want to know the benefits of EFT and why EFT has been shown to work, has been proven to work, then you can follow, you can listen to this video. So it's basically EFT is a emotional freedom technique, or tapping is the other way of saying it, and it's used to help soothe, calm, and regulate your nervous system, basically. From any emotional stress or any stressors in general. So this could be anything, right? You can use it for anything. And I invite you to just try for simple things that, affect you on a daily basis. This is kind of like it's really like a rewiring of the brain. It really helps to bring back a sense of peace over time. I mean, immediately it will affect you on this immediate, but over time, in this releasing and soothing and kind of like resetting of the nervous system to triggers, which is a learned response. So it's literally retraining the brain, rewiring the brain from our traumas and stressors that are triggers that we've had for many, many years. So I'll just give you an example of that. I used it. I had a strained relationship with my sister, and we had fallen out about something, and we hadn't spoken in many, many years. And I had I've got to try and find a way to solve and bring us back together again. And I did that with intention to go and visit her and to see what were the triggers that she was triggering in me, and take responsibility for them, in the sense that now I know what a trigger. So now I know what the trigger is, but I have tools to deal with the triggers. So I wasn't scared anymore about being triggered by her, which initially I was. I was terrified of, what the effect of her she had on me. And then I would go into whirlwinds of, shame, and then, total emotional upset, and, all these things. So anyway, tapping really helped. And I was able to go to France. I was where she lives, stay with her and her family. And every time I got a trigger, I would say, I'm going to go and take 5 minutes out, and I would do my tapping, to create a sense of ease, safety in my body, and was able to actually overcome a lot of the triggers. And we had the most amazing connection, and we reconnected, and our relationship has developed, massively since then. So this is just to kind of like give you a use of the EFT. I'm going to be going into the details of the benefits of the EFT in a minute. So just kind of like think of EFT as like helping reboot our personal energy system in relation to the issue at hand, whatever that issue is. It may be a phobia, it may be a chronic stress about something, it may be chronic fear, it may be pain, it may be symptoms, some disease in your body. So just imagine it, it's just like a rebooting the computer, and when it's got stuck or when it's crashed, right? And EFT can help really reset your personal energy regarding that stressor or that effect, right? Once our system becomes sort of rebalanced, and then with the use of tapping, we feel much better and more relaxed and peaceful and serene. And our relationship to that stressor or pain or whatever is affected, it's changed, right? So it's an internal regulating system, right? It's been shown through functional MRIs, which is, brain scans, that it has the pressure points where you tap have been shown to send signals directly to the survival brain, which is the, responsible for the fight, flight, freeze response, which we live in chronically because of our stressed, stressful lifestyle, basically. And words alone aren't able to get to those brain centers because it's precognitive. It's it's our reptilian brain, and so it can't, that's why like affirmations or mantras or saying things over and over again on its own doesn't help. It's very helpful to be tied in with some sensory thing, right? So sensory, which is why tapping is so helpful, because you're using words with sensory, and the brain allows, to be reprogrammed in that way. The survival brain, right? So it reaches the tapping and the words together somehow reach the survival instinct brain, the mechanisms of the brain, and it helps to reprogram them. And that's been it's a feature of this modality, this psychosensory modality. As in, there are several others, but this is a very, very powerful one. So under stress, basically, we can't access the prefrontal cortex. We can't access the kind of logical thinking part of the brain, which is where our words come in, where we think, where our language, we use language basically. And so our body, it goes offline when we get stressed, literally stops functioning, and this creates a sense of anxiety, and actually releases a lot of our body gets flooded with adrenaline and cortisol. And so the EFT kind of intervenes with that and calms the amygdala, and helps to facilitate the release of calming chemicals in our body, and brings us back to a kind of resourceful state. I often tell my clients when I'm working with them to help them soothe emotional issues. They have, often have a lot of fear regarding chronic pain and chronic symptoms. And so this really helps my clients to come back down to a sense of safety and break that fear pain cycle, which is what helps to perpetuate it. And we often when we get triggered, we literally go back to our childlike state of when we were non-resourceful. So it's like we literally get propelled back in time. So this kind of breaks, the EFT helps to break that amygdala response, that fight, flight, freeze response, and the sense of overwhelm or constriction or unresourced, feeling of unable to do anything, right? So it helps to bring back resourcefulness. So we can think of it's like preparing us for bringing in emotional resilience and I've been talking about this for many, many times, taking responsibility of our healing, with emotional soothing techniques, which I share very much on my channel. So please subscribe and like it and share with anybody who you think might be interested in this, because emotional soothing and regulation of our nervous system is a mark of adulthood. And believe me, it took me many, many years to find this material. And there is a great need, all suffering you know, creates an internal dis-ease, physical, mental, emotional, you know, patterns that we have and habits that we do. So this is a great habit to build, bring in and start taking responsibility for our health, our relationships, and build physical, mental, and emotional health in general, which of course, you know, is all connected. There's mind, body, and create a sense of safety in our bodies, which helps to release and relieve chronic pain, chronic symptoms, chronic and disease and conditions that we have, you know, epidemics of in this world at the moment, at present. So sending a sense of, creating a sense of safety in our bodies to be able to have our emotions rather than the emotions having us, which I talked about in my emotional mastery series, from emotional mess to mastery series. So please go and see that if that's interesting to you. And I will be back here to talk about more of these emotional sensory, psychosensory techniques for healing and for creating emotional freedom in general. So yes, please join me for the next time. And I'll leave it there for you today. I love you and leave you. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.